Hello and welcome to the Adult Clay Workshop. Today we're going to be making a ceramic fairy vase. And so I'm just showing you an example of what it can look like in the end. And today we're just going to be making it with the clay. And this is a finished one, and the one that we're making today will have to go through the kiln and then get glazed afterwards. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like as a final, the final piece with what it would look like. And I just wanted to take a second to tell you a little bit about clay and my experience with it. I've been teaching classes for years, adults and children, and the adults that come to my classes, they'll come week after week after week, and they just love coming. And the comments and what I get every single time from the adults, it doesn't matter what you're making or what they're doing. People can come to my classes and they just have no artistic talent at all. But when they leave, they feel like inspired. They feel like, oh, I can't believe I did that, because I show them step by step how to do it. And they always say to me, I love coming here week after week. I can't wait to come here because I feel so calm. I feel so peaceful when I'm working with the clay. They just love it. And I thought about this, because they all say it. Every single person that comes into my classes say this. And so I thought about it, and clay comes from the earth. And so therefore, working with the clay is a way of grounding yourself. So instead of going outside to hug a tree or put your feet into the ground, even just working with the clay can ground yourself. And I think that that's the effect. That's what it does for you. It's very therapeutic, and it's very calming to work with clay. And it's also very good with people with even adults with special needs. And I teach many adults with special needs, and they come in and it doesn't really matter. They just want to touch the clay, and they just going to do this with the clay. They love it. They absolutely love it. So I hope that you enjoy this workshop and that you get something out of it. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to just start making and creating the fairy vase, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so before we get going, I want to show you how to make coils. And so this is my coil maker. It's an extruder, and basically you push down on it like this, and you start getting coils out of it. See? And you push down, you fill it up, and you push the thing, and you get a coil like this. And so I just get a pile of these coils, and it's a lot easier to use this than it is to use the to just roll them out yourself. It's a handy dandy tool. And so I am going to make a bunch of coils and put them on a thing, and they'll be ready for the project. Okay, to start the vase, we need to make a base on it. And so I'm going to start by rolling out a piece of clay. And this is regular clay that you fire in the kiln. And we use it to, you don't want to touch your hands on it too much, because it'll dry out on you and you can't use it too well. And I made some coils ahead of time, because this is going to be made with coils. And so I'm just going to go step by step making the base. And so first of all, you want to take your clay and push it down like this. Push it out this way. And then take the rolling pin, magical handy dandy rolling pin, and you roll it out. But you want to kind of go push like that. You don't want to go like this. Okay? And you just want to push it out. And then you pick up your clay and you turn it. Push it out, and you turn it, just like if you were rolling out a piece of pie crust. Okay, and you turn it. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure that there's no bubbles. In case you're going to use this, you want to fire this in a kiln afterwards. You want to make sure there's no air pockets or anything at all whatsoever. Okay, so I basically have a rolled out piece of clay, and this is going to be used for the base of the vase. And so I'm going to move this over. We don't need this anymore. And we're going to take this, because this is on a, this is going to be my base. And so we're going to put this onto the base of our thing that we're going to, so we can pick it up if we want to. And Okay, now this is the part that we use. This is the top, getting to the top part. So I thought I'd come in and do a little talking so that you could see, get more of the talking bit after the music. I hope that you found this interesting to watch. Okay, so as we get to the top, we want to make it look more like a tree. And so we're gonna need to like kind of do some wonky things kind of over the top. I'm starting to kind of like bring it out in different ways, like a tree would come out. And what I do is I take a bit of one of the coils and I kind of go like this. Do, 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 do like this. So I've got like something made like this with a point on it. And then I smooth out like this. And then I smooth again like this. And then I bring it into one of my areas here. And we just attach it by just we want to make it look like it's like a wood, like a piece of wood, and you want to make the grain of the wood in. And so I have different tools that I use, and this one is like a tool that has like, see how it has like a pointy, like a serrated kind of thing at the end, and then I have this one that has a serrated piece at the end, and then I have this one. These come into little packs you can buy. This is like for cake decorating, and usually if you go into a store that has cake decorating supplies, you can find one of these. And so then I just want to like randomly go down along this, and I'm going to make texture like this. So I'm going to randomly just go like this. And so it's going to make it look like a tree, and you can go up and down like this. So what you do is you do this all the way around the whole thing. And so then you have like a texture of a tree. And you can go around and you can smooth different areas. Just like you would, and it looks like bark, and it kind of looks like a tree in the end. So I'm going to stop the camera now, and I'm going to go ahead and put the texture on, and then I will start back up again. Okay, so I finished putting the lines on it. So you can see I finished with putting the texture and the lines around it. And so now it's time for decorating. And so I'm going to move this out of the way so I can show you what we do to make the decorations. Okay, so to make the hair, you have to put some clay. This is a little mini extruder. It's got little holes at the bottom of it. And so you put the clay into here, and then you take the other part of it and you push it down in, and you end up with, when you push on it, it's hard to do with clay. Okay. Here we go, we got it going. So you end up with a bunch of hair like this. So what I do is I take bits of the hair out, and then I attach it around her and in through here, and I just make her have some hair. I'm gonna put a little bit more out. So our fairy is all ready to go. She's got her feather in her hand. I'm gonna feather it down a little bit. She's got her feather in her hand, and she's ready to go in front of the house. And so I'm gonna have her just standing here at the front door. And so what I need to do is I need to fill this little cavity with that goop, and I'm gonna use my finger this time. So I filled that up so there's no air pockets inside of there. And then you can score it as well. And then you just sit your fairy on there. So you have your fairy house. And you can also put fairies up here, like up at the top, coming out of the vase, like I have in my other ones. But that's basically how you make a fairy house. And you can do all kinds of things with it. You can put bumblebees and make it all magical. So this is the way that this is the finished piece for today. So what happens after this is this goes into the kiln and it gets fired. And it gets turned to what they call bisque. And the bisqueware is all hard and ready to go, and then it comes back out of the kiln and it's in a stage where it's ready for glazing, and then you would glaze it and then put it back into the kiln again so that it's ready to go, and then it'll be ready and proper for you to be able to put water inside of it. Afterwards everything will be sealed. You have to make sure that you glaze the inside so that you can put water in, because the glaze will seal everything, and you're good to go. So this is a ceramic vase that is made out of clay that has to be kiln fired. So that's how to make a fairy vase. Now I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that maybe you might be able to go out and try this out at some stage, and maybe you might even be able to find somebody that has a kiln if you don't have one, and you might be able to borrow or go in and use their kiln for a little bit and make yourself a nice lovely fairy house vase.